Hi beautiful people, it is a rainy day where I'm from, and on rainy days you just want some comfort food. Well, today I am craving deep fried mushrooms. As you know, that's not the healthiest choice, and I'm pretty sure that you can be vegan and still be very unhealthy. So it's important to just balance out in general how you're eating. If you notice that you're eating too much flour, if you notice that you're having too much salt, too much sugar, it's important to just figure yourself out and figure out what you need to pull back on and what you need to have some more of. If you need to have more greens or more beans or more sprouts, like whatever, more nuts, like figure out within yourself what you need more of and what you need to let go of for some time. So typically I eat healthy, but then there are moments where I just want junk, and today is just one of those days. So this is my version of junk. It's still on the healthy side because I'm having mushrooms, but once you deep fry something, just toss healthy out the window. So I'm having an unhealthy day today, and that is why during the week I always have a raw day. During the week, I make sure I set aside one day to just eat raw. That's, just to make up for the days when I have unhealthy moments like today, So, but you'll figure it out, figure out your own body, figure out what you need and what you don't need, figure out what you want to have, what your soul wants, what your body wants, and just go with the flow of your body. So don't eat based on how I eat. Eat based on how your body needs it, how your soul needs it. Okay? So I started the process last night by marinating my mushrooms. And I will show you the process for marinating and what I used to marinate. Of course, you can marinate with whatever you want and you can make it your own. So let's head over to how I marinated, and then we're gonna deep fry these babies. For me, it's really important to clean your mushrooms. And to deep fry these, we're going to start off by pulling out the stalk and we're going to peel it. Now, this is optional. You can peel it or you can leave the skin on because, of course, the skin has lots of nutrients. So you can either peel it or leave the skin on. But it is important to scrape your stalk because there is this white film on the stalk that you definitely need to get off, okay? So pop the stalk out, scrape it, and you can peel your skin or you can just wash your skin clean, and you can soak your skin in some apple cider vinegar if you want to get out any impurities. All right, so I'm leaving the skin on this one and I will just soak it. So I'm showing you that you have the option of peeling the skin or leaving the skin on, but be sure to scrape your stalks. Now the head of the mushroom is going to remain whole, but the stalks, you're going to kind of press them and mash them, so you're kind of making it into almost like chicken strips, so you're not going to tear them apart, but just kind of press them and mash them with your hands. For the head, you're going to cut some tiny slices on the top. You're not cutting deep enough to penetrate all the way through, just enough so that the marinade can go into the body, into the head, so just cut some little strips on the top so that marinade can get deep in there. Now, go get your pen and paper. Let me tell you what I'm using as my marinade. And of course, you can add or take away as you please. All right. So I have soy sauce in here. Typically, I use liquid aminos, but I decided to use soy sauce this time. You can use liquid aminos if you like, because liquid aminos is not as salty as soy sauce is. So I have about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and I have about a half cup of water in here. All right. So a half cup of water and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I also have homemade green seasoning. I have homemade pepper sauce. I have some steak seasoning in here, and I have some black pepper and a little bit of turmeric. Then I added a drizzle of sesame oil. If you do not have sesame oil, I think any other oil will work. And I popped that in the fridge and I allowed it to marinate overnight. Now the following day, when I'm ready to break my fast, I am preparing my wet bowl and my dry bowl to deep fry. So in my wet bowl, I have almond milk, a little bit of flour. You can use gluten-free flour if you like. I have green seasoning, pepper sauce, Cajun seasoning. I have nutritional yeast in here as well. So this is my wet bowl. In my dry bowl, oh, and turmeric. How could I forget? All right, but you can put any seasonings you want in your wet bowl. And normally, you know, if you're an egg eater, you can dip in egg as your wet, but I don't want any egg. So the almond milk works just fine as a binder. All right. And in my dry bowl, I have some arrowroot flour, which is like a substitute for cornstarch. I don't want to use cornstarch. I have a little bit of salt, some turmeric. I have cornflakes. I'm not a fan of cornflakes, but that is what I had as my breadcrumbs. If you have regular breadcrumbs, you can go ahead. If you have some toast that you can toast up and grind and make into breadcrumbs, go ahead. If you have oats, you want to make it into breadcrumbs, go right ahead. If you have cricks and you want to grind your cricks and make it into breadcrumbs, you can. I today chose to use cornflakes, even though I'm not a lover of cornflakes. And that's a long story, you know, GMO and all that stuff. That's a long story. But today, I am not eating very healthy, so cornflakes it is. And I have some Cajun seasoning because I'm obsessed with it. All right, so I'm just gonna toss this up, mix it up together, and I will have my wet bowl and my dry bowl. So all that's left to do is get my seasoned mushrooms, dip in the wet, dip in the dry, dip in the wet, dip in the dry. Pop it in the deep fryer. You can fry this in a skillet if you want. I'm using my deep fryer today. Just showing you what my mushrooms looked like the day after. It has been marinating for probably about 18 hours. So yeah, it's all soaked in there. All right, so I'm just tossing up my dry bowl, making sure everything is evenly coated, my arrowroot flour, my cornflakes, my seasoning, and now I'm ready to dip my mushrooms in the wet and in the dry. Let's go. So I'm just using a spoon to get my wet seasoning all up in there, and then I'm going to just transfer it to the dry bowl, and I'll use another spoon. So I have 1 spoon for the wet, 1 spoon for the dry. All right, we're not going to mix the spoons because then the spoon will get clammy, okay? So I'm just going to transfer from the wet bowl into the dry bowl, and then I will use the dry spoon to coat my mushrooms. And once it's coated evenly, I'm going to pop them in the deep fryer. Now remember, you can do this in your air fryer. It's going to be way healthier if you do this in the oven or in the air fryer. I am just choosing to use the deep fryer today because it's a rainy day and I need comfort food. Here they are. These are the stalks. The stalks are my favorite. Oh my gosh. This is just hitting the spot right now. And I don't know, I should stop tasting because if I continue tasting, there'll be none left for my actual meal. But this, oh my God. OMG. OMG. Listen. This is hitting the spot. Okay. I stop tasting. Stop tasting. One more. Last one, I promise. Okay, so time for my actual meal. I'm gonna have a taco. I'm gonna have deep fried mushroom tacos, and I'm using my lentil tacos. I have a recipe on my channel here for these lentil tacos, gluten-free. All right, so you just stack your taco however you want it. Just however you want your tacos, you can stack it. All right, I have some cashew sauce here, kale, I have some salsa and some avocado. Pretty simple. That's it. That's my lunch. Okay guys, I could hardly contain myself. Hardly. All right, so here it is. We have our lentil wrap. You can use any wrap, or you can make a sandwich with bread. You can put it on noodles. You can eat this with anything. You can make chips, whatever. I am having lentil wrap, and on the inside I have some cashew sauce, some salsa, avocado, kale, and these deep fried mushrooms. OMG. I can already tell that I'm going to make a big mess. I am going to make a mess when I bite in. I mean, what are tacos without mess? Like, tacos must be messy. All right, let's go. OMG. Oh, yeah. Yo, this is so good. This is so good. It's hitting the spot. It's like popcorn chicken. I mean, I don't even like chicken. And this is just bringing back so many memories right now. And no chickens were harmed in the making of my meal. Yo, I need to eat off camera. Time to go. Bye. Try it. Try it. Comment below. Share the video. Yeah. Bye.